Hello, hello, hello. Now, YouTube has not been helpful right now, so we'll have to see if this actually works. Took me like 5 attempts to get this started, so if I vanish, we're blaming YouTube, and maybe my internet connection. Hello, everyone. Hello, Marin, King, Non, Tekka, PKK, hello, hello. Thank you for notifying me, Tekka, that I had put 23 as what I would be streaming. It is 24. And apparently, my fix didn't get saved, which is extra sad. Because I thought I fixed the Andretti logo. Let us go and consult the archives, because it should be fixed. But I guess I didn't save properly, so let us find one of my save logos. And we shall apply it. And also I did something to the car. Don't ignore that. Look! Look how pretty I am. Look how good my graphic design skills has become. A perfect logo. I did not steal this from the mod hub. I promise. I made this myself, clearly. I did not steal this from mod hub. I promise. It's something I made myself. And I'm joking for if you don't get that. It is... let me just double check what it's called. It's called, I believe, CT Logos Multipack. And basically, it's a pretty clever... This guy's actually done something incredibly clever with the logos. I'm just going to show this off before we get started. So, let's say that you want one of the other logos. In this case, let's say that we want to make a little bit of a simpler logo. Maybe the... I don't have the recipe here. But, as you can imagine, basically, if we use the one that I currently have as an example, you basically have deconstructor logos. And you can add colors to those different types of deconstructions. In this case, you can do Lamborghini, you can do Lotus, and we did Andretti. So basically, use this as a base, make this silver, then we have this, turn that right color, and this blue, and this white. You get the idea. Basically, he's deconstructed the logo into its different color palettes, and then you just put them together in the editor, and boom, you now have a beautiful, beautiful logo. So can wholeheartedly recommend CT's logos. Works out pretty well. And yeah, I did mess around with a couple of car designs as well to change things around a little bit today. This one, more for fun. Kind of interesting, but really, it's more of a joke more so than anything else. Go ahead and make this one. I do like carbon fiber designs. I can't get around that. More of a red meets blue type deal. This one just made a funny color palette, honestly. Would probably fit a Japanese team pretty well. But yeah, just messed up with some of the more basic stuff here, so to speak. So yeah, at least I got something done. I also have some bad news for the ones that want to enjoy Alpine. My initial recording has been corrupted, so I need to make a new one after this stream. That's gonna be sad. It's funny with the scuff logo. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. It's made by SIP, yeah. And BK was kind enough to actually find the logo. Like a Chad. Yes, my recording was corrupted because I was in the middle of recording. I probably just had 10 minutes left before I would be done with recording everything. And then my computer decided to turn off because there was a power cut. That corrupted the footage. No real way to recover it, so I'm just gonna have to go back to the previous save and re-record it. So yeah, the Alpine is absolutely cursed. I was also contemplating on waiting with Alpine simply because 1.6 has so many interesting new features, I guess you could say. So there's a couple of things that is kind of for consideration, if you will. But yeah, even if Luft not here, the Alpine curse became stronger. So yeah, at least I did fix the logo. Did at least do one of my promises, but the Alpine video will be out probably sometime later tonight. With that said though, because of that, I don't think I'll have too much time to stream. So I think we'll try and get Canada and maybe Barcelona done. Maybe Austria, potentially. We'll see what I have time for. So let us get into it. This is the best screen to see what we have in terms of parts, and I think making a couple of front wings would be beneficial. So let's get one front wing cooking, and then we can cook another suspension. I think that will work out just fine. How's my day been going so far? Going pretty well, except for the power cut that ate my footage. Other than that, I'm happy. We're going to have an interesting race tomorrow with how everyone qualified. I think the McLaren's most likely just going to run away in the distance like they usually do. But it should be interesting to see exactly how the rest of the grid fares, if you will. Let's see here. CFD is in 25 days, and we only have research for these two. So we can actually develop our suspension quite a bit here. As I mentioned, you can do something like super cheeky, like not investing in low-speed cornering, which is kind of what we might be doing here. And using just one of these sliders is probably going to do the job for you. As you can see here, this slider is probably going to be the best bet in that regard. So I think this is going to be our new suspension. It's going to help with tire preservation. It's going to give us top speed. We're going to lose a little bit of low speed. That is acceptable. We're kind of just building expertise at this point. You completed Outer Worlds, BK? How is that game? I considered trying it out. It looks good. I also forget that we don't have money. We only have 800,000 left. Depth is coming. Hello, lol. Hello, Cast. I don't use a UPS. What is a UPS, Coust? I think we still stick with the old design here. It's on Game Pass right now? Yeah, I might try it out. Probably not on stream, though. Then I have a couple of games I need to finish before that. Uninterrupted power supply? No, I don't have that. Generally, in Norway, the times my power will get cut in over the course of a year. I can usually count on just one hand. So it's just unfortunate timing is all. So generally, I don't need it, and I don't think it's something I would easily find here either. Like, it's not something that ever popped up in my suggestion, so to speak, when I was putting a PC together. So probably something that would be nice to have, don't get me wrong. At the same time, probably wouldn't get much work here. And to be fair, it's also kind of my fault, because if I recorded in a different format, even if the recording got cancelled by a power break, it wouldn't actually have corrupted the files. So really, the one at fault is me more so than anything else. Me not being clever enough. There we go. Got training prepped. Hello, John. Hello, on console, I'm in Mexico and my game won't resume. Everything is just stuck. You know if this will fix when the patch comes out? It did say they were going to be fixing a freeze, Aaron. But I don't know if it will fix the freezes that are currently happening. I think it could be that it's just going to prevent them from happening. If it's going to fix freezes, I don't know. I had it once happen and just saving and reloading fixed it for me. But clearly it's not a fix that works for everyone. When I'm in Thailand, I have a cheap one. That's when it rains, the power can go off and on. That makes sense, Speak. It's a good save, especially if the electricity goes during a BIOS update. I can imagine that. That makes sense. Did I find the drives getting released bug? Not yet. Like, I've run into some good drives being released, but it's just a weird one. Yeah, Aaron, I would recommend with the game currently, make sure that you run like a rotating 2 saves. So every time you're done with a session, Well, every time you save the game, you save on the... You alternate which save file you use. You have a backup. Yeah, the 1.6 patch hasn't come to consoles yet. Most realistic part of the save isn't that Andretti's on the grid, it's that Logan has a positive mentality. Well, he only has a negative one because we have bad facilities, the staff, and the car. But he's happy with his own performance, so at least that is a positive for us. How is actually our facilities looking here? We still have one level of tour center remaining. But other than that, we're actually looking pretty decent. Maybe I should invest in a team hub upgrade, but financially, we're strained at the moment, so let's not go ahead and do that. Well, however, we have, scored our first points, so that is good. But anyway, to roll back to 1.5, unfortunately, I don't believe so. Like, I can check. The easiest way to check if you can roll back to 1.5 is if you go into your properties. I'm not actually showing it on screen right now, but if you go into your properties in Steam under the game and you check betas, basically some developers will have earlier branches as like a beta build that you can roll back to, but F1 Manager doesn't do that as far as I can see. So unless you're on console, you're unfortunately stuck with 1.6. Okay, tour center. Let's get that to the next level. Is the side pod going to be an upgrade? It is slightly upgrading. But I think we'll go with one more design. We try and get something done there. Financially, this is going to put us in a little bit of a... I was about to say terrible situation. A little bit of a bad situation. But it should still be fine, and I'm kind of tempted to sacrifice that huge amount of speed we would be getting, just to make sure that our engine cooling is getting high enough. And we're actually going to do that, so we're probably going to start using this fifth design. Both of these are the designs we want to use. We'll have to see what happens with the chassis after we're done with this weekend. Investing in Oliver Goethe. This is honestly the most weird bug that I've ever seen in this game. So... currently, the game treats every affiliate kind of like yours, in the sense that you can invest in them. As you can see, this guy is Team Red Bull. He's not my affiliate, but I can sponsor him. We're just going to acknowledge that, however, and there's also kind of a funny glitch, if you will, that's going around, where people are saying you're paying for staff and drivers that aren't your own. Now, I haven't actually seen any direct proof of this. Like, you get information about other staff, the game treats the affiliates as if they're yours, but I'm not paying any, extra salaries or anything like that from that. You can see it here. I only have 4 people on my payroll. The drivers, for the staff, I have my 5 staff members, facilities. I'm only paying for my own facilities. So unless I show a list where everyone here is being paid for, I think it's just the fact that they get all the information in their mailbox, and that is driving people insane. The financial calculations are pretty terrible in this game, simply because, again, the projected balance is that we're going to run into the negatives, because it doesn't take into potential income, like your race goals, things like that. So it estimates that we are going to be very bankrupt by the end of this year, but the game still doesn't know why. That is a bit of a worry, if you will. Yeah, let's head to Canada. Let's get started here, have some fun. Yeah, I had big hopes for 1.6 because it seemed like a very big update. They took a little bit more time with it too, which kind of hinted towards it being, a good one. But then it just turns out the reason they took a time with it is because they were waiting for console certification. And the fact that they decided to still push this update when anyone that is on the F1 Manager team, anyone could just have sat down and played half a season and ran into most of these issues, is troubling. It kind of just hints towards them not even bothering to test out anything that they're deploying. That's option A. Or option B, They just don't care at this point. They're just going to churn out the updates, get them over with. Maybe do next CS game and then just never look back at this ever again. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird one. After a hard day, I finally time to enjoy my meal and watch Naruto. Thank you. Which graphic version do I use? Ray tracing, DX12. I don't remember. Let's see. Currently, I'm on DX11. I think I've actually reinstalled the wrong version. But yeah, I currently run DX11. A couple things on medium and high, just to ease up the requirements a little bit. But yeah, I had hopes for 1.6. Right now, I can't really recommend it. I am kind of upset, BK, that you told me to wait with my review until 1.6. Because honestly, the only thing I can say about the game right now, great team, 10 out of 10. Everything else, bugs city. So yeah, it's kind of a weird one. But I'll have to do a review at one point, let's be honest. But at this point, again, 1.5 had the game in a better state than 1.6 does currently. Yeah, I agree with that, Viking. I think the thing where one guy was afraid of the cost cap was just that he was kind of confused, most likely. That's what I'm thinking too. And he just thought that the reason for my troubles is because I'm paying for everyone's staff. But let's be honest, if you are paying for every driver, every staff out there, you are running hundreds of millions in a deficit. In, like, let's face it, Verstappen, Hamilton alone would be about 5 million a month. And then you add every other driver and every other staff member on top of that again. You are going to notice that. You're not going to be you're going to be, by the end of the year, 100 million in debt. Nothing you can do about that. Also get a mail showing every driver being happy with your car. Honestly, your rivals having a terrible car should be a mentality boost when you face them on the track. This is obvious they can't fix the game. I hope they make 25 as moddable as possible. That's the thing, though. A lot of the issues that this game has is issues that mods could fix with relative ease. And I don't know who is being stubborn here. Is it Frontier? Is it Liberty? Who knows? One part is being very, very stubborn. And it is currently hurting the game quite a bit, I dare say. So, mods would be great. I'm not going to lie. I agree with that. Mods gives a lot of replayability too, because, let's face it, people who enjoy a game like this is going to make a plethora of mods for it. Just look at what has popped up in Motorsport Manager alone. Yeah, I don't understand devs who don't take modability into account, because it's just such an easy W to have mods as part of your game. Oh, I didn't change the library from the terrible one. Well, at least we look unique this time around. I guess we'll use it as a one-up here in Canada, while I catch up with the chats. I try to cheer America on as much as I can. I had a cookout with family today, so I'll check in periodically. Enjoy your cookout, Nick. For you, and tell them through that it's in a shit state, currently months after launch. Yeah, basically that is the reality. Get the review out, the game has been out long enough, yeah. Still waiting on the Motorsport Manager Predator Racing rebuild. That's true. How much performance do I lose with top-up compared to neutral? Well, top-up basically removes about 10% of the ERS you will have available over the course of a lap. That's about how much performance you lose with top-up versus neutral.
Slow in, follow your delta.
Because the way top-up works is you want to save 0.2 what is it, megajoules, and you're allowed to use only 2 megajoules per lap. Generally, your driver will use 2 megajoules while on neutral. So with top-up, he's saving those 2 megajoules, which means usually about a 10% loss in performance. Okay, we are having an Intis battle at the end there. That's going to be fun. Glad I built some confidence. Oh wow, all of them are going out. You know what? We're also going to go out. We're going to build a little bit more confidence there at the back of them. Because we have time for it. Run, Sarge. The Rick is coming for you. I did also forget to put Colo Pinto in the car, but since Floof is resting for his karting championship, I assume that he is going to forgive me. If I do one, I'll give him 10 keys. Oh, it's been a while though. I would have to like just sit down with a stream to reacquaint myself with that game before I do something like that though. It's basically an older motorsport sim. It didn't have any license or anything like that, so everything is kind of random generated. But it's a fun game. Oh. I clicked off the screen. Also, there is a slight issue. I think it might be with the mod, but if I play in full screen, the performance tanks. So we're currently playing borderless. So I might click off the screen a couple of times. You'll hear some oopsies, which could be bad, but I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to try and get out just behind... I think we're safe is the thing, but the water level has gone down quite a bit here. So we're not really safe. If we can stay ahead of Verstappen here, going out, I'm going to be happy. Verstappen is going to get us there. He's sending it. Car performance was way more important in Motorsport Manager, yeah. Maybe we'll take and do a stream one day where I look into it, get back into it. Because it is a fun game, it is very moddable. You have a lot of stuff you can do with that. Okay, I don't believe we're 5th, 6th right now, honestly, but we'll take it. Let's see if we can improve. 242mm on the track right now. Improvements should be seen. 23.5, that's a little bit slower than Red Bull. But everyone is improving right now. You can kind of see it here with Bottas as well. He's faster than us, but he's 3/10 slower in the first sector. We're slightly quicker in that second sector. We should be able to get out of Q3 here unless we have an incident. Sorry, Q1, not Q3. Crawford is in 9th currently, and Sarge is also in 9th. Pretty close there from our boys. I believe everyone is on their in-lap right now, so both RBs being eliminated here is a little bit surprising to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Now, funnily enough, I think this is the first time both Alpines have survived the quali. And of course it happens when Floof isn't here to celebrate. Wet qualifying. We're still going to use the old tires. It's basically no point not doing that. What's the ideal temp for each compound? And do I use the less curb button on overheating? You can use the avoid curb button, yes, to avoid overheating. But when it comes to the ideal temp for each compound, it's actually different from track to track, because while something is a soft on one track, it can be a medium on a different one. So if you're curious about what is the prime temperature, go into your car here, go tires, hover over them, and you'll see here that the window here is 45 degrees to 95 degrees. So probably you want to run these somewhere around 80. 75, 80, somewhere around there, you'll generally be fine. Basically, check the tire itself and it'll give you an idea of what you where you should be, basically. Do I plan on replacing Esteban Ocon with Duhan for Season 2 of the Alpine save? Probably not. Ocon has a 5-year contract. And breaking that would be expensive. Very expensive. I think I checked that when I saw the suggestion. I think it's like 28, 30 million to break the contract, so I would have to use the editor for it. But I think we'll keep Ocon for now, because again, it is a save people should be able to play along with. And using the editor kind of makes that more difficult. To be fair, 1.6 is also going to make that a lot more difficult in this current form. If you make a career with Ferrari, does Hamilton still move to Ferrari in the second year? He should, unless someone buys out his contract. Okay, let's get to sector times. That's the whole reason we have this thing. Question, is it going to get dry or is it going to get wetter? It looks like it's going to get dry towards the end again. Maybe we can make a surprise Q3 appearance here. Potentially. We're going to actually send both of our cars out right now. And we're going to see if we can build a little bit of that extra confidence. Although I did mistime it and thought they were all going on an in lap. This is going to suck. Because we're going to have to make our way through everyone.
Tires have stabilized.
Oh. Okay.
Good with traffic.
Let's start Crawford. The pain here. The pain train. We should be fine though. Like, we'll get through this lap. We'll go do the in lap and then we can do another run. So it's still fine. Yellow flag. Well, you're going to need another run anyway, so I think we keep you out for this run. Still, just let you build some confidence. I love that you ran wide and you already caught up to... well, sorry, the other way around. Both of you are running purple sectors, even you're running wide. What is this? Heresy of the highest order. And you're doing an overtake too. We're driving information for a quali lap. I definitely sent them out a little bit too close to each other. That's on me. But that's kind of funny. How many podiums do you think Antonelli will get next year? I honestly don't know. It's going to depend on how good the Mercedes car is. We've seen 10 minutes of Antonelli in practice in an F1 car. It's going to be hard to say. I go to the red on tires and use less curb, all attack and damp. That can work, yes. Can't believe I lost all my progress on my team career saves. I'm starting at Ferrari and praying 1.6 freezes my team career save. Well, we can always hope, but as I said, I'm pretty sure that the way that fix works is that it generally just fixes future, you know, future chance of that appearing, if that makes sense. Okay, this could get bad because not everyone is going to make it around. Are we going to get a freebie? Like, we might need to take manual control to make it around ourselves. Russell had a lockup. Okay, I need you boys to push. This is also a problem in particularly this game, that in wet qualifying, teams that need to go out again don't. And Crawford is making it, Sargent is not. That's sad. Let's see if Croy, and I still have him, never mind. I didn't actually fix this, sorry about that if I broke your ears. I didn't actually put him on deploy. I'm so flabbergasted by this that I didn't actually have him push. Like, look at this. These 6 cars here. Why is a Ferrari, a Mercedes, a McLaren, and another McLaren out in Q2? Why is Ocon, Bottas, and we in Q3? I hate wet qualifying because the game just breaks. Sometimes the AI just does not do another run when they really, really need to. Should do more logo builds. Enjoyed the Craigslist thing yesterday. Yeah, I'm sorry, BK. So I should probably stop hoping It might fix it. Like, I'm not going to guarantee that it won't. But it's going to be more likely not to be fixed. And it's just unfortunate reality, Aaron. But yeah, do what BK says. Keep your save.
And that should be the green light.
And hope for the best. But prepare for the worst. To be fair, honestly, also taking a break from this game, trying something else, could also be beneficial. Oh, wow. It's going to be a one-run quali. We're going to have a small advantage since we went first there, and the rain is not really increasing at the moment. Hopefully it would be increasing a little bit quicker. Okay, purple hit from Verstappen. Perez had a terrible last sector. Oh, he hasn't actually started yet. That makes sense.
We are currently one.
We might not be starting last here. 3rd and 7th currently. 4th, 5th, 8th. I'll take that. We're going to have so low confidence come race day that we're actually going to just bin it. Bin it right in the wall. What did a week ago, but I played last year's game. I can get that. Honestly, though, you have 1.5 currently, Aaron, so you should enjoy the game while you can. Hopefully, they will fix the 1.6 bugs. But next week, they are releasing 1.6 for consoles, so some of the bugs that are pretty bad. They did do something with the contracts too, which clearly did not work as anticipated. So, with 1.5 on consoles, you probably have it better than I do. 1.6 introduced a lot of bugs, like the hovercrafts and some other silly things. Will they be forced to release before they were ready? It could be, but they released around this time last year as well. To be fair though, they also, like internally from what I've heard, they moved a lot of people from F1 Manager to Planet Coaster. They focused on that. So, yeah, they aren't actually focusing as much as they should on this game at the moment. They aren't actually giving it the proper resources, if you will. Okay, Canada. I'm not looking forward to what is definitely going to be just a destruction derby for our boys. We're going to do a pretty basic 2 lights into a medium. I want to introduce a hard into this equation. How would this strategy look compared to anything else that we could do? This would be quicker. What if we add the medium? About a second quicker, but this could work around here, honestly. I think we do this. We do a little bit of a switch in the strategies here. And we might actually do the same here for Logan. Give us the chance to come back towards the end there on the medium. At least quicker than a one-stop. That's for sure. Yeah, we'll do this for both cars. We might also do the same way with Crawford, that we switch over to the hard around lap 25 to 30. We'll see. But this should get the job done. And also, this is a new bug, by the way, that you saw there in the background. Do you notice anything interesting with our crew here? Notice anything interesting with the guys in the garage? See you later, BK. Have fun. Hope you enjoy with steak and beer with the yeah, sounds like a good time. 2 times speed? Yeah, I've seen a lot quicker than this though. That's the scary thing. It is the first season bully. Hello, by the way. But yeah, they are sped up for no reason. I don't know how they even introduced this bug. But I've seen these guys move at about 8 times speed, I think is sized. So there's definitely something that speeds them up, but the question is just what. And as you can imagine, the quicker they move, the more interesting things get. So yeah, I don't even know how you would go ahead and introduce a bug like this to begin with. That's the spooky part. Yeah, let's get into the race itself, and I'll catch up with chat.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello, Esther.
We're moments away now.
Oh, that sounds not good. Is it the flu?
And it's lights out, and away we go.
We're gonna go all in on the gamble here. High overtake aggression for the boys. And let's see if we can actually hold on here, because Crawford has Bottas and Ocon behind, and Hulk. These guys are kind of like the barrier. And Aston shouldn't be super quick compared to us, so we can still kind of fight with them. We need Sargent and Crawford to hold on for as long as possible and build a little bit of confidence if possible. Like that. Beautifully done. Crawford also gets Russell. I feel like they've tuned down the race engine in 1.6, making it easy to make overtakes, rather than making it easy for the player to get things done. Because that is a cheap overtake to get done on the first lap. Like, that is an incredibly cheap overtake, and we are maybe going to do it to a Red Bull. We're pretty much all the way. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound fun at all. Oh, Crawford lost the position. Is he going to get it back? We have been strolled. Should go back to neutral now, though. Make sure we have a little bit of battery left over. And honestly, at this point, I would be happy with us just staying where we are. We can stay, like, if Sargent can stay with Verstappen, which probably is not going to happen now that we don't have battery, that would be huge. And it's already gone. My dream. But considering that last race was the only race we scored points this season, this is still a okay start, I dare say. By the way, just curious, anyone here heard or watched Gel's marble runs? Nope, I haven't. But it does sound like it's one of those marble race channels, basically. How can you see all the info on the top left tires laps? It's a mod called Extended UI. Lucid. We are falling down the order, but that is as anticipated. The fact that our confidence hasn't been destroyed is actually more impressive. Like, our car is barely good enough to get points on a good day, so we definitely outqualified ourselves here, lads. That is gonna hurt long term. Let's see, Norris and Leclerc are both kind of coming up the system. Piastri is also going to be coming up the system. This is going to be, can we snatch points from... can we snatch the last couple of points here? Does this patch no good? No. It seems to have just introduced more bugs than it has fixed Taurum. And some of the fixes, like the contracts, doesn't really seem to work. They have kind of rewritten how AI development works. But from what I have seen and heard so far, it could backfire tremendously if... since AI development now seems to be linear rather than exponential. So basically, if there's no regulation change, the AI can reach a cap in a few seasons. What a send by Bottas. But other than that, though, I really hope they iron out this patch. I had high hopes for it, I'll be honest. Kind of always have high hopes for it, but the bugs that carried over in this patch in particular are just some of the most egregious ones that I've seen so far. Because a lot of these bugs are bugs you would find if you did just any kind of testing. So, max disappointment. Thoughts on Kimi to Merc news? It's an interesting move, honestly. Like, Kimi is a huge talent, there's no disputing that. I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to be performing next year, honestly. And if he performs well, that's going to be fun. If he performs badly, watching Toto's reactions is going to be fun. So I think it's a good move. Good for entertainment. Good for getting young talent on the grid. It's just a good move all around for everyone, if you will. Crawford is falling backwards. That's not good. So Sargent is currently running his own train. Crawford is down in 12th. Gasly is holding up the rest. Honestly, Bottas is scarily good compared to Show, who's currently running last. Like, Bottas has some secret powers, and Norris definitely got put off the track there for a second. Off the track, 20-second penalty? Please no. Mercy, Tekka. It's a mod called Extended UI. Fair. Do we have any bets, though? Do we think the tires are going to vanish once we pit? Because that is how the pod racing bug works. The tires go poof after pitting. Yesterday, it only happened after we did it in Monaco. And from what I've seen so far on Reddit, there is a lot of... most of it is on street tracks. But honestly, at this point, we don't really have anything we need to do here other than just allow the race to run its course. Can't really micromanage our way away from Bottas, from Leclerc. Well, Leclerc is now in the lead. He's going to micromanage his way away from the rest of us, I imagine. Yeah, Leclerc is just too quick for us. Honestly, the top 4 teams are the Ferrari, the Verstappen, Sainz, and at the moment, the Astons. But something we can say with Bottas, I think we'll be fine with fighting for the last point. It's not bad. Looking forward to seeing what all 3 rookies can do. A few question marks on doing. We know what Behrman can do. I've seen it Saudi. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next season. It's going to be battle of the rookies for sure. Hey Nero, I want to ask, are you not running push and attack for first lap anymore? Is it not worth it? So the way that I look at... Well, I looked away for a second and you eaten half a front wing. What happened, Crow?
Now that incident looks to involve Oscar Piastri.
Pastry? What have you done? I'll ask you in a question, Mushu. I just need to deal with this incident. Oh, come on. I need to see that from Crawford, though, because I don't know if he hit Piastri first or if Piastri just straight up locked up and sent them both to the Shadow Realm. Let me see. Piastri picked up damage and he fell very far back. That's actually kind of a good thing for us because that means Piastri's kind of out of the points at the moment. But we definitely need to pit Crawford here. Give him a new wing. I think we put him on the hard tires. Basically, what is going to happen now is he's going to do an extra stop. We're going to put him on the hard, then the medium, then the soft. And hopefully he can make his way back up with a luckiest time safety car. Or just by straight up undercutting cars ahead of him. Happens on all tracks for me, full hover mode. Yeah, that's the thing though. I only get it on one track so far. Monaco. I'm very disappointed that I'm not getting the hover track buff. Could also be like that because I'm currently running a graphical mod which tries to make the game look prettier. If that graphical mod is fixing the problem that the game has with with its tires missing, that would also be hilarious. But yeah, the question, I'm just gonna respond to this question before we continue. Why am I not running push and attack on first lap anymore? And the answer to that is what you can probably see here with Sargent. So Sargent has 75% left of his softs remaining. Sainz has burned 57%, Alonso's burned 58%, and in better machinery, which is what Alonso has, we're basically doing better lap times. And basically, by losing a little bit of time in the beginning, where you are kind of stuck anyways, you aren't going to get overtaken much, you can use your ERS to kind of compensate, particularly in this version. We're basically playing into the degradation game here by allowing our rivals to degrade their tires more than us, and thus we end up with a tire advantage, and we get the time back that we've lost during the first 5 to 10 laps at the end. I find it to be a more effective way of doing things, because I don't feel like we're getting a lot of overtakes done when I run attack anyways. I feel like it's just a waste of tire. And basically by managing the tire in this way, I'm kind of saving it in a way that feels good for me. So Crawford might have hit Piastri then, since we ate a penalty. That's a shame. Would still love to see the other angle. But yeah, that's basically why I run light on the start of a stint. If the stint doesn't involve running full attack. It's annoying when you qualify, your drivers just lose so much confidence. Yeah. It's one of those reasons why, in particular in bad cars, I really don't like to put the DRS slide on the rear wing or the chassis to full. It just puts you in a vulnerable position because of confidence loss. Looks like we might get hover on board here. Nope, just left the tires in the pit lane. No hoverboard for us. And no penalty served either. Okay. I guess it is because I sent him in before the penalty got announced, maybe. That's unfortunate. Big oof indeed, yes. How do I get it to show tire intervals, lap time? This is a mod called Extended UI. It was crucial for me to watch your video on strategy, start a Merc save, and also use the strategy of boosting expertise for the design. And build apart as strategies a P2 and a P4. That's nice. That's good, Mushu. I'm glad it helped. I applied to Frontier to be a tester. Honestly, at this point, I'm pretty sure if you want to be a tester for Frontier, you're gonna have to pay them for the privilege. Like, honestly, that's how I feel like when I see how the game kind of is bug-wise. You're gonna have to pay them to be accepted. Which is insanity in action, but that's kind of how it feels. And I hate to say that, but again, there's been no Q&A on this patch. And again, this is a patch that got announced Friday last week. They released it on Thursday this week, which means that from they announced it to when it got released, they had 6 days where they probably could have figured out at least a couple of these bugs. And if these are the bugs that they didn't have time to fix, how bad were the real bugs? How inexperienced is the team that's currently working in F1 Manager? But yeah, I hope they accept you, Tekka. I really do. What as is pitting, we have a yellow flag. And again, I'm sorry that I am ranting on this. It is going to be something that is just going to frustrate me to no end. Because I want this game to be good. And I think all of us who play this game want it to be good. And the reality situation is that we just keep on getting disappointed. Now, since we see some other cars are pitting, we're going to try and be a little bit cheeky about it. And what I mean by that is we're already seeing with Crawford here that the degradation on the Haas is less than anticipated. So I want to burn the softs, see if we can get away, create a little bit of a gap maybe to cars behind Rick, Gasly, Piastri. And when we go on the Haas, just push them. And even then, we should still be able to make this work. That's going to be the hope, at least. And also, just while I am kind of on this topic, undercuts in this game are extremely powerful in 24. Because if you pit before someone else, you'll have so much more pace on your new tire that unless you get stuck in traffic, you are definitely going to undercut 4 or 5 seconds out of you if you get a couple of laps. To be fair though, right now we're actually kind of helping Hamilton run away from the cars behind. But that is a-okay by me. Between 22, 23, 24, which final of the game, version of the game we want to play? Like 23, the final version of 23 I felt was in a good place. Damn, Tsunoda. That was kind of slick. I want to see this again because this is kind of a insane overtake from Tsunoda. He just yoinks the place straight up. To be fair though, like the only way we'd get, or rather get a Frontier to fix any of this is if it made FOM look bad. I could see Liberty Media and FOM with the licensor get pissy with Frontier if it like kind of reflects badly on them. You're not getting away, Tsunoda. I'm gonna stay with you, even if I have to use my valuable energy to do it. Yeah, even in a game that doesn't have mod support, the fact that modders can improve the game quite a bit is wild to me. Prophet is also getting up the ranks here now. He's back up in the 18th. Magnus and Hulk is ahead of him. They're both pitted. Oh.
You'll have another chance to do
Black and white for corner cutting. Next time you get it, you get a penalty. I've installed the graphic mod, but it's lagging so hard. Well, it does require a pretty beefy setup. So you might just need to try. Why are we on the... Why would you go for the inside if you're going to go into the pits, Tsunoda? Are you trying to get yourself killed? Oh, take that man's driver license away. You shouldn't have it anymore. That was dangerous. Have I noticed the fastest cars get stuck on traffic very hard, but as soon as they pit, then they overtake very easy, even if they're behind the DRS train? I've noticed that I can hold up cars that I shouldn't be able to hold up very easily, yes. And to some degree that, yes, on fresh tires, they're going to be a lot quicker. It seems like tires matter more in this game in that regard. I can kind of see your point. But yeah, it's kind of weird. You're not wrong. Okay, I think we're going to get Sergeant at the end of this lap. Probably going to come out quite a bit behind here, honestly. Probably behind Bottas. The fact that these guys have gone to a soft tire, though, is interesting. How long is actually the pit stops around here? 22 seconds. Yeah, we're going to be losing out a little bit. I probably should have gone for the undercut the second I saw them start pitting. Been too used to just staying out long. Piastri's got a mechanical failure. Reddit hate is going crazy with the new patch. Oh! The Alpine has been upgraded to a pod racer. Why? Yes, pod racer Rick is here. Pod racer Haas is here. Sarge, we have new technology for you. Are you ready to receive your upgrades? Damn. Sarge didn't get the upgrades. There we go. Now Sarge has received his upgrades. The hoverboard has begun its adventures. This is the stupidest bug too, because from what I've seen, it negates some of the damage you have too when you crash. So you don't take full damage with this bug as well. To make things even more, you know, weird and interesting. Yeah, we definitely lost out a lot of time by not pitting early enough. That's a bit of a shame. Let's watch it from the main perspective here of the pod racer. I really wish I could watch this perspective in 4X to get a real pod racing experience. And let's also do this. I really wish I could hide this right now because it's a little bit in the way from the to mess with the pod racing experience, honestly. But I can do this. POV, your pod racing in F124. Now you get the title, yeah. A little bit of a play on words there because of this bug, but it is what it is. Reddit hate is going crazy. Honestly, I think I might sit down tomorrow and just go over Reddit and kind of like debunk things like the guy who said he was paying everyone, but also take a look at some of the funniest bugs, the weirdest combination people have had, and things like that. Just make a little bit of a different video, a little bit more lighthearted, but still, it's going to be critical as, you know, hell, but still, it's kind of needed at this point, honestly. America beating Alpine, there is much rejoicing. Well, rejoice. I love that, Nick. So we hope they release the engine for the public so modders end up making better experience in game studios, like City Skylines, yes. Gotta use the data editor to change the drivers' names to Anakin. Basically, it's time to get the Star Wars cast out here. Make every driver a Star Wars character. And see who would win. That's a wordy screenshot to send to Frontier, yeah. Haven't you know what? What the hell is this bug now? Basically, patch 1.6 has removed your tires. We are now pod racing. Every single car, except Piastri, because, you know, we don't like him apparently. Wait, Crawford's got his tires back. Why have you two not joined the party? But yeah, everyone else has joined the party here. We are pod racing. As you can see. Norris has also not gotten the memo, apparently. But yeah, it's a new bug that got introduced with 1.6. That is happening to everyone. So there's no... They have no excuse for not having caught this one, basically. Anakin and Sebulba lineup. Can Frontier make a single update without messing the game up? No, because honestly, at this point, they don't know what the word Q&A means. Honestly, that has to be it. They can't actually know what the word Q&A means because they don't do any of it. And if they now use 2 weeks to fix this game again, it's gonna lose any sort of momentum that they gained. And the only... Let's face it, the game is beautiful. Like, if you look at this, ignore the lack of tires, like, the game looks great. It's a very good simulator for racing. It's just that all the mechanics are half-baked. Like, you put... Let me put it this way. It's like making a character in a game, but you spent all your time in the character editor making your character perfect, and then you never read up anything about any mechanics or anything like that. You don't know what you don't even know what the game is. You just went in there with the character editor and made it look good. That's how I feel like the Frontier devs are right now. How they're handling this. Used to 4 seconds. Gasly removed them from the chat. Where is Gasly? Oh, they're behind. Oh, are we gonna have Crawford versus Piastri round 2? Go get him, Craw. Take him out. Damn, Rick is flying on those soft tires. Hard tires definitely not really doing us any favors here, even if we're running them on full attack. Probably also because we are saving fuel. Looks like the graphic mode I'm using for F1, yeah, it is the maximum graphic preset, Nagisa. It's not unmodded, but I have tested it. This happened in unmodded games as well. Like, this happens to everyone. Seems to start around Monaco for the most part. Then it's just... You have no ties here. Which is terrible. Okay, currently we are kind of just... chilling. Crawford is running with Piastri, that's fine. He's not gonna outrun Piastri no matter what we do. Sargent is running his own little world. Not really anything he can do either. So for now, just speed it along. Although, getting past the Haas, which you just did, would be nice. And the hard hover tire might have been the wrong choice, I'll be honest. Another 2 weeks until they fix it? Yeah, something like that. How do I install mods? All the mods on Overtake GG is where I got them. All the mods that have installation instructions, and it's basically PC only. Can't really get mods if you're on a console. Let us see what Sarge can do. I don't think we're getting points there, as sad as that is. I need a safety car to have any chance of getting anything done here now.
Oh dear, that's not a good stop.
That's not what I wanted. I wanted a safety car, not a pit stop issue. Oh, Piastri might grant my wishes here. So Piastri has a major fault now. We're not really going to get into the points because the hard tire has not worked as well as anticipated, but also because our car is just terrible. There's no way around it. Our car is just bad. This race, I will not be surprised if we don't get 25. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the contract has like a 4 games clause. So it's going to be interesting. Albono. He's jealous of the hovercraft, clearly. What do you mean? He didn't touch him. But yeah, Albon is angry that he didn't get the hover technology. Clearly. Gave it to Sullivan instead. Nero's car development fixed, no more underfloor and suspension development. The AI develops everything now. They've gotten a lot better at it. And their behavior was also changed in 1.6. Which should make them even better at developing. They're still not going to be out researching the player. But they are definitely developing way more than before. And they're going to be more competitive. If I kick Sauber, like the research process, the car got even worse. Oh, that's unfortunate. I've seen a lot of people say that they do research and the car gets worse, but I haven't been able to replicate anything like that. So I don't know exactly what the issue is there. Okay, I think what we do with Crawford here is we get him onto a soft tire and we have him run it on light. As we just got in the way of Paris. Paris and Verstappen are both running side by side here. And Crawford is ahead of them. Clearly he is the better driver. We got lapped and that gave the Haas an opportunity. That is actual sadness. Okay. Where is my safety car? I need a safety car. We need a rally / Indy manager. That would be fun. I tried like the EA like rally game. It was fun, but a little bit tedious, I felt. '24 was the last one? No, they got a license for 4 games. So 22, 23, 24, and 25. It's the best time to buy the game. I'll have to be honest, Mega, probably not. The latest patch that was released a couple of days ago introduced some pretty bad bugs to the game, including, you know, the fact that we now have hovercrafts. Contracts are a mess at the moment. AI is developing pretty decently, but that's really about it that's positive. So you can pick it up if it's still on sale, like for instance, but I would probably recommend not getting too into it until they, you know, do some more fixing, because they definitely need to. Norris got replaced for season 2 with award. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, pal, with how they do silly stuff with contracts. Like real silly stuff. Okay, Sarge. We're gonna burn these sides down a little bit, then we'll pit, and we will be lucky if we get in the points. Crawford, you'll just have to live with the cold tire temps. But yeah, we are definitely struggling. It's gonna be that's gonna be an interesting season. Those 6 points that Sargent scored in Monaco might be what keeps me from getting fired. No joke. And honestly, this is kind of what you want from Hard. Development-wise, I feel like the AI is doing pretty good right now. But again, it's just a research that leaves Lop to be the side for me. Like, they just need to make the AI properly research in the 2025 season because they still don't do any extra research in the -50 regulation season. That is driving me a little bit insane, I'll be honest. Henry bought his contracts 3 times. It's still expired. Oh, that's silly, yeah. What I've seen, checking the Edo season, the AI don't refurbish facilities, you just let them rot. Facilities aren't that much so in terms of, you know, car performance. It does have an effect on mentality, which could explain it, but facilities alone shouldn't be why teams are going backwards. It's going to take up to 112 at this rate to fix everything. But I'd say you fail to consider what exactly are they going to be breaking in 112. How do you even mess up all these things by not touching them? That's a good question, Mushu. And that's kind of also why I'm sitting in the camp of the current people who work on FMO Manager has no idea what the code does. Frontier has laid off a lot of staff because they are financially doing poorly, which, you know, releasing a bad first edition of a game does that to a game series. And they've also been, from what I've heard, moving people from F1 Manager, like the people who actually know F1 Manager, over to the Planet Coaster 2 game, because they need that to not flop to survive at this point, I guess. And that's kind of left a lot of people who don't know how this game works to work on this game, which is kind of silly. 2 questions. Will there be any new features added to this game now? And will there be an F1 Manager 25? I don't know if they're planning on adding any new features, honestly. I would think no. I would think they need to fix the features that they currently have. They need to flesh out mentality. They need to flesh out affiliates. And yeah, I don't see any new features being added before we get to 25. And, well, F20, well, they contracted to make 25. I honestly don't know if they're going to make it. Like, it's up in the air at this point if they're going to be making a 25 or not. No one knows. Pod racing a new feature? Clearly, yes. Come on, Crawford. Pass the baguette eating buns. Well, to be fair, the baguette eaters are going to need to pit potentially before the end here. And with a fresh tire, we should be fine. 12 laps to go. We should be able to catch at least one of them for the end. Unfortunately for Sargent, he's probably a little bit too far away here from points. Unless we have a double DNF here from Russell and Piastri. Tuning into the live stream for the first time, thank you for the videos. Quick question, how do I get the UI? I think it was already said in the chat, but it's extended UI. It's a mod. They must have seen the bugs, let the update go anyways. You don't let an update like this go if you see these bugs, because it's going to tank sales. It's going to make already bad reviews even worse. Anyone with even a smidge of business sense and, you know, public relations sense would realize that pushing an update with more bugs than fixes is a terrible idea. Just admit you need more time to polish an update. There's nothing wrong with saying that, oh, sorry everyone. We wanted to get this patch out this week, but our team has found a couple of really, really bad bugs, and we want to iron those out before we release the patch. That's all you need to say. It's not difficult. People are going to be very upset, like, I don't get my patch this week, but they're going to be upset for a couple of days, yes, but they're going to forget that. Like, every time a patch has been delayed for me because of a bug, sure, I've been disappointed. I'm not going to lie, I've been disappointed when patches get delayed for not only this game, but other games. It's how we are as people. You get disappointed when something you're looking forward to doesn't show up when you expect it to. And that disappointment is rather very temporary. It doesn't take long to forget about it. So it's basically just a bit disappointing that they just didn't have the balls really to just say that this patch needs more time. It's because that is one of two alternatives. They either knew about the bugs and pushed the patch anyways, which is a big no-no and kind of explains why they're struggling financially, Frontier, or they didn't know, which is worse. So yeah, sorry for, again, this is turning into a rant stream. I apologize, everyone. Just finished playing before, and do you guys having wheel bugs up to pit stops? Yes, we are pod racing, coach. If what you say is actually true, just drop the license, give it to someone or some firm that can actually do a better job. There is a bigger audience from this. The problem with Frontier is that they are trying to cater to a casual audience, but they aren't even making a good enough game for a casual audience. That's kind of what they did last year with the race replays. Let's be honest, the race replays are an attempt to get the casual audience that follows F1 to buy the game squarely so they can try and see if they can do better than the real life teams did during race weekends. It's a very, very casual feature. That's the way that I look at it personally. And Frontier just struggles with, one, identity of the game. It looks pretty, but it doesn't have very deep mechanics. And that is unfortunately the truth about the game. The ones that own the license, Mushu, are FIA/FOM/Liberty. So trust me, they don't care if the game is terrible. They will still. The only reason we're gonna get any of the license holders to do anything about this is if the game causes enough backlash that it creates a bad image for F1 as a whole. Really. Thank you for the rant money, Aaron. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Damn, I should rant more often. Yeah, that's the thing, VC. Like, patch delays happen all the time. Like, there's nothing bad about saying that we have discovered a flaw with the patch that can, in this case, like, people's saves have been eaten, games are over because drivers get, released, fired, weird things are happening. Like, this patch has destroyed people's saves that they've invested tens of hours into. Those people are not going to be picking the game back up. Like, some of them are going to put the game down forever because you released a bad patch. It's weird that I who isn't really a game dev, can seemingly do a better job than Frontier just by seeing what they're doing right now. Like, it feels like they want to fail. Elite Dangerous is great, yes. Like, it's an actual good game. At this point, they should just get you and Mike in and you're at them for hours while taking notes. Like, honestly, to be fair, if Frontier doesn't have anyone who is F1 interested among their staff and can put, like, anyone that can actually talk them through how to make a more realistic game, then sure, ask the community what they want. That's fine. Like, ask the community. Doesn't need to be me. Doesn't need to be Mike. Just make a poll community-wise. What do you think is the most important thing that needs fixing right now? Like, something as simple as that. what would you like to see the most? What would get you to buy a 25 game? What new feature would you require to get the 25 game? Things like that. There's so many things that they could do to make things more interesting for kind of everyone, if you will, that they just aren't doing. And I've been ranting so much that I've kind of fallen off here. We probably could have gotten Russell if I hadn't been ranting, I'll be honest. Maybe not. I still need to use the ERS to make that happen. But we would have gotten close. Who's winning tomorrow's GP? Probably a McLaren, unless the Mercedes can cause some issues. I don't really see Red Bull pull that off unless, you know, black magic happens. I'm not going to completely write him off because Verstappen is Verstappen and he can pull a rabbit out of the hat if he gets angry enough. It's also been a slippery surface, so we could see some safety cars shaking things up tomorrow. But if everything goes, you know, smoothly, I'd say the McLarens are going to win. That's what's sad. You guys are happy with Elite Dangerous when it's actually kind of a crap game. To be fair, Elite Dangerous is actually kind of good, I'll be honest. It's a good space sim. It does kind of what it just needs to do. It's more of a sandbox experience. Do you survive with a dead car, Russell? How dare you? He had a fatal mechanical failure on the final lap and just rolled over the line. But yeah, I like Elite Dangerous, honestly. I don't like what they've been doing lately, which is microtransactioning ships in the store. Like, to be fair, like when I played Elite Dangerous, a lot of it is like 2-3 years ago. It's been a while since I've really played it. But from the news that I've seen, they're going down the microtransaction route where they put new ships in the store for a period of time. So they're also kind of becoming Star Citizen, unfortunately.
Now, wasn't that a seriously good drive from Carlos Sainz?
Definitely a well-deserved podium.
The part I don't get is Motorsport Manager gave them a blueprint to follow. Yeah. Like, again, that's also something I guess said last year, particularly too. There's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from other games. Like, look if you're making a game in the same genre, look at your competitors. Look at what other games did. What did they do right? What did they do wrong? And then use that as kind of a starting point to start developing your own game, to try and learn from their mistakes and their successes. If I'm not mistaken, Mike at one point even begged Frontier to bring him on unpaid. Yeah, he did. He did. That's not even a joke. He straight up did that. I've kind of also done the same thing. Like, I've sent so many mails to Frontier throughout the years, but I have yet to receive a reply. Like, Frontier has not replied to a single one of the emails that I sent. This year, I was contacted by a team or a company that was hired by Frontier a few days before release to see if I wanted to have a pre-release version. So, yeah, Frontier just does not listen. They're not interested in that. I also tried to get my Discord account verified for the official Discord, because this one doesn't have a cell phone number attached to it. And it's kind of a pain to get an extra one in Norway. And I was ignored there too. So I'm kind of giving up on Frontier. I play this game because I enjoy it, but it could be so much more. Like, honestly, if I want to make a video where I go through how they failed, I would call that video wasted potential, because that is generally what this game is. There's so much wasted potential, so much, so many things that I wish were a lot better than they are. Okay, this is a development chassis. We're not going to manufacture that. We are actually just going to design a new one immediately. Keep on doing this until we get a decent one. It's going to be the play. Probably one more design iteration, I think. Okay, what parts did you have fail? Because we are falling behind on parts. And this is also something that is kind of interesting with Creative Team. The fact that they give you a level 1 factory. It's like they're setting you up to fail. I guess we should start developing the new side pod. Not gonna rush it. Financially, that doesn't make sense. And I've already run out of money. So We'll have to survive with the pass that we have now until we get to Spain. Road to 14k subscribers. Thank you, appreciate that, Deco. I'm way more interested in GT Manager. Yeah, I saw that. I've asked them in Discord if they want more playtesters. Apparently, I missed the playtest window. They sent out keys like a couple of days ago. So, if they would have me, then I would be interested in taking a look at that game. Could this be because Frontier can't keep up with making a Yale game? It could be. They do make Yale games because of the contract, yeah, and that's the thing. They're not holding up their end of the contract if they're not really making proper games. So Frontier could get in more trouble financially because of that. I think the game needs to be harder because in Season 3 you can win with drivers. Yeah, the AI doesn't research properly, Carol, so you should limit yourself to probably just 2 researchers per part at max in the research season if you want to have the AI be competitive past the 3rd season. Did any of you try adjusting manager? It's better detail. I think I've seen that, but yeah. GT1 comes out in late September, yeah. My Discord does... Oh, I actually... I don't think my Discord server has phone... like, authentication, does it? Oh, the F1 Manager server. Okay, because if my server has phone authentication, I'm going to turn that off. I'm pretty sure it should be off by default. But yeah, if it is on, then I'm going to fix it. Okay, so front wing research good here with the CFD time that we use. We'll use the next CFD window on the rear wing. Basically just going to be investing CFD this season into the rear wing and your front wing. They're expensive. So putting CFD time into it is actually pretty good from that perspective. The thing is also, let's be honest here, like I understand wanting to have a yearly game, because if you look at, let me put this, Mushu, I understand Frontier wanting to have a yearly release of the game, because it is a, how should I put this, so I don't sound like a fool. A yearly release of the game is really, really beneficial for game studios like, Sports Interactive, the guys that make F1 Manager, FM Manager, not F1, FM Manager, Football Manager, because they get hundreds of thousands of sales every year. So for them, it is a financial win every time they release a new game because they built up a studio already. Now, or rather a franchise. Now, if you want to look at someone who's failing at releasing yearly games, look at F1. EA's F1. They get less and less players every year, and they're going to start failing too. Honestly, I would have loved it if they just went the route of releasing 22 and just building on that. Like, just keep on building, release a yearly, expansion pass for $30 or so, 30, 40 bucks if you want to be greedy, 50 bucks if you want to be real greedy. Because that way people will actually be able to judge you from the game you make. And if they want to support you with your expansion pass, because if you need that to survive, it is going to be something that some people, some companies need, then you don't need to buy a new game every year. People can judge you based on your overall performance. I feel like a system like that is more fair to the consumer if you're going to release a game yearly anyways. Just build on the base game and have it as DLC, as something else. Don't go the paradox route, though, of releasing 400 DLCs for a game. That's too much. But if you are going to have yearly releases anyways, of a game that isn't changing much from release to release, I'm actually angry now, which is why I'm stumbling so much over my words, then just make it DLC-based. And if you fail with... Like, they failed with this game, let's be honest. This game did not grow to be the big behemoth that they wanted. And that's because they botched the first release and they lost a lot of faith from that. Like, if you look at the release numbers for 22, then 23, and then 24, the dip in 23 is insane. Like, the amount of people who did not get 23 because of how horrible 22 was, and then the people who now came back to 24 because they've had another year. It's been 2 years since they released 22. 24 should be better. And now they are squandering what is basically their last opportunity at making this game good. Sorry, I'm going back to chat on Mushu. Apologies. Styles in place permanent updates. Yeah. What does research do? It basically improves your car magnus from the following season. What if I travel back in time? I don't know. Regulation change comes after 3 seasons? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just catching up right now. F1 2020? Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, it's just disappointment in my eyes that is making me angry when I talk about this. Honestly.
Thank you for joining us for this.
Because it just feels like I don't know how Frontier does things, but it feels like they're just inefficient. Like, that is the best way I can put it. It feels like Frontier is incredibly inefficient with how they do things. They are very, again, I've said this before, they're very good at making a game look pretty. But if something looks pretty but has no personality, you're gonna bore it real quickly. And again, this is probably a bit of a mean, comparison. If you take the, parallel to the real world. But it's the truth. Something looks extremely pretty, but that's its only feature. People are gonna ignore it. Like, people are gonna try it out once. Ah, it's fun. But then they're done with it. And that's the problem. At least these guys are back to normal speed now. So I'll take that as a mini win. Let's see what we can do in quali. I did also forget to put on a new sideboard, but at this point it's gonna be fine. I don't think that's gonna cost us a point. They better be reverting back. Honestly, they should do, Matt. I agree. The thing that also in F1 games, let's be honest, what someone like Yano or, the pros of the esports want handling to be, and what a casual who plays the game want handling to be, is going to be very, very different. So you should really go ahead and make 2 different handling models. One very simplified for, the casual player base, and one very, as realistic as you can get. Where for your more experienced player base, if you will. Did you just run off twice? I'm gonna allow you to finish this run because I need you to build confidence again. But that's not good news. Yeah, yearly releases are kind of dying out now. They are going to start dying out simply because there isn't enough difference. Probably not going to see it with things like FIFA and Football Manager. But for other games, they're going to start to struggle, I think. That's more work than Codemaster willing and were able to put up with. That's a fair argument, but it's one of the reasons why they're losing sales. And sometimes you're just gonna have to put in the work if you don't want to lose your sales. It's either that or respect the criticism. Respect that we don't either go out and say we don't have the resource to actually do that properly. Particularly, like, there's been such an weird epidemic lately of game developers telling gamers that they're wrong for their opinions. And I find that to be just a weird statement to make it to begin with. Like, I understand why. Because a lot of suggestions are pretty bad. Even some that I probably make. But if you as a game developer are going to say that the audience is wrong, then who is the audience? Why are they not playing your game? You don't need racing experience to know if a game's handling is jank or not, though. That's true. Maybe it's time to jump on the iRacing train. Crawford here is struggling.
We are in P6.
3.3 seconds slower than Sargent on his second run. How did you pull that off? I thought I sent Sergeant out there for a second since the camera didn't switch immediately. Okay, I need you to improve this time around. So let's look at you and add some pressure. So a ranting video about that. Developers hating on gamers, but the guy blames it on the woke movement. That's a lot of weird complaints at the moment. Alonso is a second quicker than Crawford, so he got held up again by that McLaren. Very sad. Yes, we are talking about F1 now, but it's just like generally it just seems to be a weird trend going on right now. Crawford just barely beat Bottas there. He's got even one more lap. Oh my god. This is gonna suck massively. I think Sargent is safe. Like, he should be safe, let's be honest. Let's pray that Crawford doesn't get held up this time. There shouldn't be anyone getting in his way. Unless, of course, it's the Haas. $22.5. Didn't he do a 23.1 last time? That's already like a 6-cent improvement. Come on, boy. Yellow Sector 2 is not great, but it is what it is. Have I escaped no tire bug? No, we had it in Canada. We had it in Monaco. And we have not made it out of Q1. You improved his Sector 1. Oh, that is very sad. You can't escape the no tire bug? Yeah. It's just developers wanting something new, Nagisa. It's straight up that. That's also something that developers tend to do every now and again. If you have something that's ran long enough, they will want to change it up just enough that they break it. That's also very common.
Okay, so the green light is now.
I understand, like, wanting to make it new and better, but at the same time, things can happen. Yeah, that's also kind of part of it, I think, so they can say they've remade their, handling model. It is a little bit sad, but it is what it is. We're 1.5 seconds behind Tsunoda. This is not our track. Which honestly makes sense. But if we have a base, we could freaking ourselves. We should manage. The thing is, Frontier paid a lot of money for that FIA license. That's the funniest part about this. They paid a lot of money about the FIA license, and then they did not use it to its full potential. Okay, Sarge, you have a mostly clear track ahead of you. Probably going to catch up to a couple of problems there, but that should be on the flat ground, not in the corner. Oh no, we're going to catch the... That's not a good place to catch up to these guys. At least we are improving, which would be a miracle to not do when our first run was 2.5 seconds off the pace. That's slightly better. We're ahead of Sonoda now. The fact that Bottas is quicker than us still is also concerning. I'm looking forward to Season 2 at this point. Okay, we need to find a good window to go out in here, and I think I found it. Never mind. Second I said I think I found it, 4 other cars popped out of the pits. But to be fair, we are behind Verstappen. We can use him as a bit of a pulley. Stockholders? You're building a company right now? Yeah, Motorsport Manager is an unlicensed racing sim. Like, you don't... you can just make up names. Is it true that Frontier snatched the F1 license from Motorsport Manager, guys? I don't know. That sounds like an interesting rumor. But I haven't heard about that before, so I don't think so. I'd rather the MM guys had it, honestly. Yeah. I would have loved to see the MM Manager guys take on this, but let's be honest here. Motorsport Manager went... they've gone the route of mobile gaming, so I don't think we're getting those guys back. Unfortunately. We could call it the People's Manager. Why am I getting like the R Manager?
P13.
P13, that's sad. I'm playing chat more than I'm playing F1 Manager right now, and that's kind of sad. Actual manager. People's Manager. Manager. The actual realistic supercalifragilistic manager. I'm not saying Motorsport Manager was flawless, VC. Let's be honest, it's not flawless. But it's pretty good, and it does have mod support too. And that does give a lot of longevity to games. Okay, I love that it's just like we're doing a 3-stopper, lad. You don't have a choice in the matter. Okay, degradation wise, running a light on the softs is just straight up the best. Like, the degradation is so high here that there's no point in running anything on attack. I do love that the game was just like, you have 3 soft tires we're gonna use. Okay, let's see what we can do here. We're gonna go medium, we're gonna burn them. We're gonna go for the biggest undercut. The biggest undercut for the points there. Okay, we don't actually have 3 softs. The game lied to us, I think. Nope, we do. How would this square up against the strategy? Basically the same. I want to do this because it's funny, also than anything else, like the biggest undercut. Because we pit so early, lap 12. And I love that because our tire management, our smoothness and our tire management is so low. Look at this suggested strategy for Crawford. He'd puncture twice trying to pull this off. GT Management PC, yeah. Again, Linus, I poked them, but it's the weekend, so I might get a reply next week, maybe? But I would love to be, would love to get an early view on that if they were interested. I can't? Well, you can't, Mushu. Hey, David, how you doing? But yeah, what do we want to do? I'm kind of tempted with Crawford on this strategy. He doesn't have... He does actually have the same number of soft tires. Honestly, I'm just going to double check because I feel like having 3 soft tires is a lie. It's a lie. It isn't a lie. Do we do the 4-stopper? Look, I have an idea. We do this, then we do this. Boom. It's just sad that I think this might be quicker than some of the base strategies. It's not. The 4-stopper is not the thing, guys. I think we'll just put him on this strategy. It's the quickest one for him. And we'll do things a little bit different for both of our drivers here. Let's get this race started, and then I'll catch up with chat, because, yeah. This devolved from pod racing to something completely different. I didn't expect this when I started the stream today. I'll be honest.
The anticipation is really
The 2-stop?
building here.
Yeah, this strategy will guarantee you a double puncture
It's
stop.
the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
At this racing rate, we will not get Spielberg. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to end it after this. I need to sit down and remake the Alpine episode for later today. I am kind of impressed, though, that, again, this is basically muscle memory at this point. I'm testing and running neutral and high aggression. I'm surprised that we haven't put more cars in the wall, I'll be honest. In 23, doing what I'm doing right now is actually kind of a death sentence, but here it works. Like, look at this. Sarge is just like, hey, bye. As he flies past Alonso and Russell in a shitbox. Maybe running attack is viable, more viable in this game. Like, you would think Sargent has a way better car than he actually has, with just how he's doing this first lap. Crazy thing is, I still enjoy playing this, even with the bugs. Yeah, I'm not saying that I, don't have fun, but I also know just how much more fun I could have had if everything works properly. Anyone wants to help make their own game, you can reach out to me. I appreciate that, Mushu, but in terms of authority, there is probably at least one guy that understands the game better than me. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure he understands the game better than F1 F1 does at this point. Pretty sure you all know who I'm talking about as well. But if not, it is Mike. Okay, I'm actually surprised this worked out this well for Sarge. Honestly, we might start doing more aggressive strategies, kind of like what I used to do in F1 23, because it does give a confidence boost. This plus mentality can make some pretty silly stuff happen. I'll look him up, get hooked to his knowledge as well. Mike Takumi is doesn't really make videos or anything like that. He just writes written guides. If you go on the official F1 Manager Discord, He's usually ready there at any given time to answer any question. It's to the point where Frontier really should pay the guy. I'll be honest. So far, it's going well. We do need to deal with the Ocon, though. That is the biggest priority that we have this race. Not allow the Ocon to beat us. Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend that is Mike Takumi. Yeah, dude's dude's put in so much research, far more than I would do, or to test out kind of a lot of things. Far more than I even have time to consider doing. So, dude, again, I don't know how he gets it done. It's amazing. Okay, we have kind of settled into our place right now. There's nothing really much we can do. Rick is actually holding this train up, but degradation-wise, Rick could get actually pit before us at this rate. The undercut could backfire. I cannot help but notice Floof's absence. Well, Floof did say that he had to go, or he was planning to go, rather, to like a karting tournament tomorrow. I think he's going as a spectator, not as a participant. But yeah, he was going to have a look at Australian karting tomorrow. Like a huge tournament type thing. I know I'm just messing, yeah. I think eventually that Aaron might have a job for you, sounds like. Honestly, start small. Like, do one of those game jam challenges. Use that as a learning experience.
Yep, copy that.
Because while coding isn't really for me, I can see why some people can find it really, really fun. And I've had a couple of I teach 1st to 5th grade, but sometimes I help out when the teachers for higher education are absent. And basically, one of those classes that I had to help was a coding class where I didn't know anything. Basically, students were teaching me. I was just there to keep an eye on them. So game jams seem to be pretty fun as an idea to learn coding. We understand each other. Okay, Sarge is holding steady. Crawford is stuck in a train, which is fine. Like, there's nothing much we can do here. There's so many cars. Albin is the conductor currently. Albin's tires are about to explode. Oh. I think we've encountered a bug. I hope I haven't. But I'm... Oh yeah, we have. Do you see something funny? Do you hear something funny? We've encountered a bug that I haven't actually encountered before. I'll be perfectly honest. So, things are happening in the background, but it's not updating the graphics part, so we're gonna have to restart the game here. I think I paused the game as the game wanted to pause itself, and that broke it there. Had it once, yeah. A lot of the soft locks are still here. Nikki said a lot of them are still here. I think some of these soft locks are just straight up... Oh, sorry for that. I feel like some of these soft locks are just base parts of the code right now. Strategy window soft lock is my nemesis. Yeah. I didn't even click the strategy window there. Okay, what did we decide to do? Two stopper for Crawford, I think. We fixed this one so it doesn't actually, explode his tires. At least try to fix it so it doesn't explode his tires. And for you, we were doing the Vernier mediums and try and undercut. If I'm not mistaken. Like so. We're just going to try and get back to where we were. But yeah, it's kind of sad that the game still combusts. Honestly, this is probably just placebo or just bad luck, if you want to look at it from a different perspective. But I feel like the game has been exploding a lot more after the last few patches, because the first couple of weeks playing this, I think I had 1 soft lock, and now for the last couple of days, I've had like 5. So it's probably, again, could be bad luck, but it just feels like the newest patch introduced more soft locks again. We're gonna run the shit parts here. For Logan, we're actually gonna give him new parts. We'll run the shit ones later on in the season. Gearbox should be fine, but the engine will improve, which means he's gonna crash. It is law after all. I'm changing that, but that's about it. Okay, let's go.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get...
I just usually go to the strategy page at the start of the race just to get it out of the way, in case it's there. The problem is that the soft lock that occurs if you click the strategy page actually works a little bit different than that. There's probably several soft locks, to be fair. But the main soft lock that causes problems is if you click this while someone is talking to you. If someone is talking to you or asking for a pit stop and you click this, or this even, that generally means you're gonna soft lock yourself. Which is weird. Let's be honest. Let's see if Sarge can do the, triple overtake in the first lap again. Looks like we have a little bit of a worse start this time around. Oh, the Alpine has warp speed now. Did you guys see that? How fast is the car from the performance index? Around here, probably 10th or so, 14th maybe. DK came up with an idea to make me sit and edit you what did Ultra Hardcore say with a very competitive grid in another year. Okay. You know what, Tekka? When you finish that, we'll make it a stream. We'll make it a stream. Alpine goat, wake Floof up. Yeah, Ocon is following us this time around. Let him know the Alpine has warp speed. Well, we just put Rick in the dustbin, and now he's holding up Ocon. I love the second Floof's name to get mentioned. The Alpines get cursed by, proxy. Look at this. Sergeant sends Rick to the Shadow Realm, and when he rejoins, look how slow they are back there. Like every time you guys just mention Alpine, like it's just anyone mention them, they have a nervous breakdown, or they take each other out or something. The Frontier devs have to hate Alpine in this game. Let's be fair. I feel like they have like a plus 10% chance of being involved in incidents. Before we do it, I'll run some tests to not get the driver transfers. I can, if we get to the end of the first year, Tekka, I will hand you the save file back, and you guys can manually make some interesting transfers. If we get that far. My streams usually don't get that far before something new, either a new patch or a new challenge catches my eye, because the old one wasn't a challenge anymore. So we'll see how far we get before it stops being fun. I am sad right now because Sergeant has been dislodged from the top 10. He was running in the points last time around. So I've stolen my chance of points there. Crawford is kind of just doing his own thing. That's not great. The fact that everyone ahead of us, with exception of Piastri, soft tires. They're 2 seconds faster a lap. I guess that's because they're DRSing of each other still, but that's not good. We're 4 seconds behind. Yeah, we're gonna start the undercut procedure. Just a fresh soft tire is gonna save us 2 seconds a lap compared to our current mediums. Okay, do we think we're getting spaceship here? Are we gonna go back to pod racing? Make it a bit shorter. Name me 5 tracks you don't like. Catalonia is by far the most boring.
Something's not gone right in the pits.
Of course we have a pit stop issue. And it's the 3rd fastest pit stop. Nothing is going our way here. I say yes. 5 tracks I don't like. Can I just get rid of 5 sprints, Tekka? Or if it does getting rid of a sprint weekend get rid of the sprint as well? Can I play the rules here to take advantage? Won't have any sprints. Let's see, what tracks are just DRS trains? Austria, Las Vegas. Spain is kind of boring because you're really limited on your tires. I kind of agree with that. So I say I'm just trying out an American team, Pocanaldo, in 1.6, which introduced so many new weird bugs to the game that it's kind of frustrating and also a little bit sad. Monaco? I like Monaco this year, honestly. They made it a lot easier to overtake in Monaco. Like, hilariously easier. But also because Monaco is easy to do strategically. But I can understand the logic there, Matt. 2 left. Which tracks do I not like? So with the 1.6, does it mean that McLaren are the fastest? Alpine can be a points contender? Not really. 1.6, the way that they've done, they kind of rebalance the teams just so that they're closer to each other. So you don't end up with, 10 teams where everyone is getting lapped twice or 3 times. They're just making them, they're just making basically every team starting points a little bit closer to kind of make the teams get more competitive, if you will. But other than that, I don't think they really changed much with the teams. Qatar is also a good one, yeah. It's also another one where you just eat tires, and the AI is generally bad at any place that eats tires. Which is our last... What is the last track we could do where tires are getting eaten? I say Jeddah, but at the same time, Jeddah is generally just a one-stop tire eater track with a lot of incidents, which makes it kind of fun. I don't know.
Oh, it looks like a pit stop issue.
The fact that Sargent has struggled so much because of the fact that he got absolutely shafted by the pit stop is sad. Ah. I need to just run top up here behind the Mercedes.
No more overtake.
Yep.
Hey, Crawford in the points. What about Singapore? I don't know. I kind of like Singapore. That might just be me. Yeah. Honestly, Tekka, How about this? You and VK and everyone else, if you guys want to get together and make a bit of a challenge for me. How about you craft like a... Nah, it's gonna be too little, too few races. I was thinking of making like a very short, like 8-race calendar, something like that. But it's just gonna leave too little room to actually do any sort of development. Okay, I need you to do one more lap on these tires. That would kind of backfire. Did you fix the way 3-4 teams just get 0 points? Yeah, to be fair, that is true, Poker now though. I feel like there isn't enough DNFs currently in this game. I had an 8-second pit stop in the race. I got Russell from P15 to P4. So you believe in Sarge? Well, Sarge is about to get double overtaken, so the second you started believing in him, he collapsed. Kind of impressed Crawford has done this well on his first stint. I'll be perfectly honest. To be fair, Crawford is actually... Sargent isn't actually that far off points. Like, he's 5 seconds behind Crawford in 7th. So we can still make something out of this for him. But we're going to have to close the gap in DRS of the quicker tires here then. I think they should have an option for setting incident rate. Yeah. Used to work in the office 3 seats away. Can hear the engines when everyone started, but never been watching the race. To be fair, watching an F1 race is very expensive, so I can understand that. Also, if you aren't very interested in watching the race itself, I feel like going to a race itself is going to be an experience for sure. But I feel like it's also kind of stressful. That makes sense. Possible to change the files in the game for high incidents. I would assume that if you edited every driver's control, you'd have more incidents, Poconaldo, but when we tried, it didn't do anything. The best overall experience you've had at a live F1 race? Sounds like you've been to more than one, Edster, with the way you phrased that. The concert that goes on after the race, so there's a party afterwards. Okay, Stroll, I need you to be quick now, so I know there's developed an issue. Don't let Gasly by. Don't let Gasly by. Fight him. Tooth and nail. No survivors. Send him to the wall. Into Silverstone, Monaco, Singapore, and Monza. Wow, that's actually quite a few. Limited strategy options make the race extremely boring and frustrating. To be fair, that's kind of also how I feel about Austria and also Las Vegas. You're kind of limited on strategy, and because of the DRS zones, there isn't really too much you can do to break away from other cars. So you just end up being stuck in DRS trains, no matter how you do. No matter how you do things there. This kind of sucks for Sargent. We just aren't quick enough here. Our drivers don't have enough pace. Our car is not quick enough. The American dream is getting dismantled, one car at a time at the moment. At least we're still making money from race goals, but yeah, financially, we're in the bin. Financially, sporting, everything. Ugh. The fact that RB is usually quick too. It's pretty interesting for this year's game. Okay, we are gonna pit, get you in. Don't have another bad pit stop, boys. If you do, no Christmas bonus. Austria can be great, yeah. Like if Austria has rain, it is great. Yeah, I agree with that. Hello, how's the patch? The patch is buggy. That's the best summary I can give you, Osman. It's buggy and a little bit disappointing. Because most of the things that they said they fixed in the patch hasn't actually been fixed. And instead they just introduced a bunch of bugs. The AI is a lot better at developing though. Like if the AI was the only thing they released in this patch, I would be happy with them, I think. AI still sucks with research, but they've become better at designing. That's the best way I can summarize it. Wait, are we going to give Crawford a little bit of a taxi ride here? That works for me. It does no longer work for me. How close were you to taking out your teammate?
Everything's all right here. The wheels just lock up there. And they end
Okay,
up
we had a
running
good
past
gap there. Pretty safe. Come on, get on track before you get overtaken by the Alpines. Okay, so you lost how much there? So let's add this up. Crawford was right behind Sargent. 8 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 21 seconds. He lost there. That's quite bad. That's real bad. We're not even going to beat Rick out of the pit. You will receive the around the world most efficient calendar. Are you going to make like what so many people want? A calendar that does continent by continent? Don't they test the game? With every patch, I'm leaning more and more towards no.
How are my tire temps?
Like every single patch they release, there is something that is very much not working as intended, I feel. It's already YouTube video on what? He's using freedom to drive this track layout. You know what I think? You know what would actually be fun with this game too? Having a track editor so you can make your own tracks. And if you really are worried that people would, destroy, the AI would struggle with putting it together, have the corners be pre-made and just have the straights be as long as you want, really, to combine the middle parts. Should do a William 2019 S save, bring back Kubica, put Color Pinto in it with updated facility. Outdated. Limit upgrading periods. Sounds fun. Off the grid, cover the most. Oh. Did anyone else see that? The the tires turned black there for a second, like they had a power cut. Paris has also a mechanical fault now. Off the grid, I code the most optimal F1 calendar. Yeah. I think I've seen that video like ages ago, or at least a video similar to that. It's use Excel to manage the inventory. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that one of you guys need to code F1 Manager on Excel. And then I can play it on there. Sarge, you're about to get lapped, Sarge. Run, Frodo. Yeah, we're safe. We're stopping winning the pits. But we're definitely going to be lapped once we pit. You know what we're going to do with Crawford? Because Crawford has an issue, and that is that he locked up, so he lost a lot of tire. Probably going to have to use a medium on light. Which is not a good idea, but it's one that we're going to have to do if we want to get to the end here. Fuel should be just about fine. Hey, we're back in the points. Temporarily. Have we prepared after your wishes? To be fair, I would love it if like we sat down one day as like a stream community and made a not necessarily the hardest save, but the most interesting save. The weirdest save, if you will. Something that would be fun to play, but also to watch. Which is, again, a very high ask, I'll be honest. If only Sarge with this crash free in real life. To be fair, Poco, Sarge had an amazing chance of getting points in Japan in this save, and he binned it. So, it did kind of already crash. Delivery has improved. Do you call this an improvement? SXX? If you want to see an improvement, you should look at the logo. I don't know if I can see the nose from this angle. Hey, wait, you can see it there. The logo has been improved. .7 stop. That's not bad. A wild Hamilton appears. I swear, if these guys have like mechanical failures again and they have them become, you know, terminal. Oh no, that's a teammate behind us. Oh, that's the scariest thing ever. Let's see. We're gonna push now. Get in the pits. We're gonna get out ahead of Alpine. And then we're gonna have to make up this time again. Yellow flag. Is it anything serious? Solomon with a spin. Is he gonna get a puncture here, or is he actually gonna pit now? It is getting close to pitting Sergeant. Yes, you're not wrong. We'll have him burn up his softs and then we'll pit him. I think we'll actually pit him on this lap. Yeah, should be good. Do I believe that devs are going to keep patching the game only until the F1 season is done, based on last year's patch have ended in December? I don't know, Rochi. I feel like they've fixed the majority of the bugs by the time they stop patching it. At the rate they're introducing new bugs into this game, they're not going to be done patching it ever. So we'll have to see. They already tried to pull the card that we're going to focus on next year's game with 22. So if they do that again, we just throw them in the bonfire and be done with them. Wait, didn't Tsunoda already have a major mechanical failure? How has he picked up another one? Unless he has two mechanical failures. Yep. It's the same one. Okay, Sergeant. Next 17 laps. I need you to make up 21 seconds on Russell. That should be easy, right? Maybe not. We'll see. Is there no other American driver than Crawford? I believe there is one or a couple, but I didn't look too into it. Where do I can find the graphic mod? Overtake.gg. It's called maximal graphics settings or preset. Sorry that I have the mouse in the middle of the screen as well. What do I think other features come in the next game? Honestly, I have no idea. But if they could make a proper working multiplayer, I would be very, very happy. Like, honestly, at this point, they have one more game left. There isn't really too much they can do with that. They've tried to change the failure system. They need to flesh that out, make it a proper scouting. Make it a proper scouting system and actually talent racing system instead of what it is now. Make Mentality actually have personalities, because really they don't right now. It's just hit thresholds and you get performance boosts. If they can flesh those two out and make them actual proper systems and add things like, say, multiplayer and maybe engine development, I think a lot of people would pick up the game. what's the average field spread as an estimate? Basically, you will have some of the back markers get lapped, but you'll no longer really see cars get lapped twice, without exceptions like Show and Sullivan. Again, this save is a little bit different, I'd say, but at least in Bahrain, there's no case anymore of you getting lapped 3 times. It's usually just once. So they have pulled the gaps a lot closer than they used to be. Is it perfect? No. But it's a lot better than it used to be. In quali, how is it? Don't I have the quali report here? I don't. Quali does seem to be a lot closer, but you're still not really going to be able to fight the top 3 teams: Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren. But it's also a little bit closer there as well. Won't they continue from 2026 onwards? Frontier only has like the current deal they have with FIA was for 4 games. This is the 3rd game. 25 would be the 4th game. So unless they make a new deal to extend the license, which, let's be perfectly honest, so they won't do because this game is losing them money, as they're saying, then we're not going to get any other games after 25. So that's 25, unless, 25 is a banging success and they want to try and renew the license, then yeah, 25 should be the last game. Be good to be able to talk to the board too. Yeah, that would actually be good, but let's face it, the board is just there to fire you. The current edition of the game, they don't actually do anything. The board payments is on just based on what they expect, where they expect you to finish. Don't know how you can actually implement multiplayer in a game like this. Like multiplayer isn't played very much. Honestly, what I would like for the multiplayer is simply, it would kind of be a lobby type mode. I don't know how to describe it. You would have to do a simulator to implement it, yes. It would be difficult to implement. But I think they could do it. Is it going to be worth it? Probably not. But it's one of those features that would keep the game alive longer. At least for me. But again, it probably isn't worth it from, a game development perspective. You're not wrong about that. It's just one of those things that I wish we might get. But I do realize that it's probably not happening. Hey Chad, is the game playable at the current patch? I know Narrow Box probably answered already. It is playable, but it's also very, very buggy. Contracts are a mess, so keep that in mind. You're gonna have to do a lot of fighting when it comes to your contracts, which is not a good thing. Yeah, we're not catching points there, but at least we are gonna be finishing in a position that should give us extra cash. Crawford's goal here is going to be to catch Ocon. Again. Spaghetti versus hot dog. Hello, Hippity. UI mod is a great feature. Yeah, I love it. There's actually a lot of people that call me Box, so I don't mind it. It's just funny. I don't know. Sorry about this streamer being a bit of a ranty, but yeah, we're probably gonna end after this race. I'll be honest. Paris is going to the pits. I need you to cause a safety car, man. Like, cause a safety car. Everyone will pit. We can go full attack. We'll get Russell. We'll get Rick. Oh, you're staying out. We're playing Russian roulette now, boys. Oh, never mind. It's just the ERS. Yeah, the ERS can go fatal without the car dying. He's just going to be slow. With it being this buggy, will they still release it for consoles? For the console population's sake? I hope not. But seeing as it has already been sent for certification, they might push the button, Matt. You guys might get it for console next week. As terrible as that sounds, I have extreme hiccups right now. Did I come up with the name, actually? I don't even remember. It's so long ago. This is a certified dog charger moment. This is a certified you stole points from us moment, if you ask me. Okay, Crawford, good. This is honestly the only point of this game is to just beat the Alpines to annoy Floof. That's literally why I play this game now. How overpowered is high-speed cornering? Cornering is generally overpowered in the game, yeah. Someone do a crash gate? Aerobox the builder. You won't beat us? I'm sorry, I already... I'll give you the camera angle you need. This one. Okay, this is kind of toxic, I'll be honest, but it's fun, so I'll allow it. Alpine still has fast lap. Yeah, I don't know how they pulled that, that off. I love it. I just imagine the Alpine crew standing over in the distance going, we have the fastest lap like Jack Sparrow with I have a jar of dirt. That's how I imagine the Alpines going when they rave about their fastest lap. I got a fastest lap. I got a fastest lap. Honestly, let's go and get Albin too. There's no point in not doing it. Stappen now with the mechanical fault as well. Like, why are you here, Gasly? Go away. You weren't supposed to catch up. I do love that Paris is just driving around with a, you know, terminal car. Like nobody's business. Luciana trade typo overtake. Camping crew are having a French cigar and a 6-course meal. I hope that the Alpine crew that is protesting because Alpine want to get rid of the engine department are successful in the protests, or at least create enough PR about it that they get new jobs at the very least. Go on. Go get him. 14th is infinitely better than 15th. You didn't make it. Very sad. Made an honorable effort though. Gasly is 16th. Ocon 18th. We sail into a 12th place. So no points today.
That's the checkered flag.
But we got close. Ish. I'll be honest, this save is actually a little bit more challenging than I anticipated. Because I haven't actually been able to keep mentality in the enthusiastic window.
But there's Kevin Magnussen coming back.
Is it just me, or does he have black, like fully black eyes? Where did the has like he finished 20th? That's the man you want to focus on? Yeah. Sargent has 6 points versus, you know, Ocon's fastest lap. I think we'll take that trade, I'll be honest. Ford wants 9th, we are currently 7th. As long as we pass an Alpine doesn't score points, I'll be very, very happy this year. And in the end, this slow pit stop didn't really cause any mayhem, but it was still a little bit frustrating to see. When I laugh, I sound like Hamilton. Oh, I don't think I've ever been told that before, but thanks. Gasly's gonna go Mario Kart on me? No, please stop, mercy. Full set to level 5 now, which means we kind of finished our upgrades. Nothing more we can do with them. But yeah, mentality-wise, need to get the facilities up a little bit more to get a little bit of a boost there. But we have positive results. Again, can't really reach enthusiastic, which is a bad thing. In terms of our car's performance, we are about 10th or so in terms of cornering. We're lacking in everything else. Again, it says 7 right now, but the other teams guaranteed have some sort of damage. And honestly, we also probably have some sort of damage. And luckily for us, we can actually fix that. That is good. I'm also pretty sure that the overall ranking here takes your engine into account, which is the stupidest thing ever, because the engine is basically just acceleration. And if it takes acceleration into account, then other teams have a huge head start over basically any team that uses Renault or Mercedes engines. But yeah, bit of a shorter stream today. Just how things are going to have to be because of the problem I have with the Alpine series. Its footage died, so I'm going to have to go back and make some new footage. But yeah, hope you still enjoyed the rant edition of streaming. Yeah, if you look at Pippity, they kind of brought like the protest to the race weekend. Like they have their own banner in the stands. We will win in Singapore. F1 are rigging the French. The faster that be clearly the overruling power of the points. Yeah. Thanks for stream. Everyone enjoy the GP tomorrow. Yep, I agree. Everyone enjoy the GP tomorrow. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I need to try and make some videos for next week. There's been a couple like 2-day gaps for the past couple of weeks, and that's simply just because I don't have time. I'm gonna try and just get that ahead of that tomorrow. Enjoy the race and everything. But I might stream some in the week to come. We'll see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you around next time. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye bye.